Hey, what's up, y'all? It's popping this dude. About to react to this bed by Blackie Speaks. This is NBA YoungBoy. Says, stop the violence. Stop the violence. That is what NBA YoungBoy is communicating to us. That we need to stop the violence in the world when that is what he raps about, is violence, not nonstop. I'm so confused. I really need to get the context of this, because what, sir? One of my favorite songs by him is called Bring It On. Let me recite a few lines from this song for y'all. Hold on. He says, and I quote, "I don't give a fuck if kids in there. I just want to see his brain cells. Trying to knock his fucking brains out. He stumped for Insta at your funeral. Just tell your mama invite them all. It's gonna be a fucking bang out. I see a new hat. Nigga with a blue flag. Big Mac. Catch him, let it go. Nigga, big stack. Bitch, nigga, fuck, nigga." That's my song, alright? I can't lie. I fuck with it. But, YoungBoy, shut the fuck up, alright? If you are not going to practice what you're preaching, I don't want to hear what you're talking about. This is the most hypocritical thing I've seen all week. Boy, what? But maybe he's saying that he gonna turn a new leaf and he gonna start rapping about other shit. I don't know, but so far, stop it. Let's watch though.
Stop the violence. Stop the violence.
He can't even keep a straight face.
No, NBA YoungBoy says, stop the violence. Very surprising statement coming from the man himself, but I'm obviously in support of that message. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, yesterday, NBA YoungBoy actually hopped on Instagram, which he's been doing a lot of as of lately, but he hopped on Instagram and posted a video where he said the following.
It's the God.
Alright. You know what?
Hey,
I can't take this seriously.
stop the violence. Hey, look at me. I can promise you, it's a bigger side of life. Stop the violence. You could be a rich nigga, you hear me? I can promise you. I'm talking about, I ain't gonna tell you what's in my bank account, bitch, but hey, stop.
But you got rich talking about your experiences killing people. So how you telling us, oh, stop the violence, you can get rich like me? You got rich talking about killing niggas.
The violence. You hear me? Thank you.
Alright, bye.
Now, I don't know why this video
Goodbye.
was so funny, but, I laughed when I initially saw
Goodbye.
it. Just the way YoungBoy turns around,
Yeah,
his
he's a
hands
troll.
out in the air like he's about to dive in a pool or something, and then he's like, stop the violence. It was funny. I posted this comment on IG where he should definitely follow me. Might be popping out with a little pic soon. Allegedly, wink, wink, follow me. But I dropped this comment under the post that said, good message. I hope you keep the same energy on your records too. Given the nature of NBA YoungBoy, he's a rapper who talks about shit with niggas, talks about that a lot as a matter of fact. But given the kind of rapper YoungBoy is, this video kind of threw me off a little. And a lot of people are saying that YoungBoy's trolling. Just being honest, I don't really think YoungBoy's trolling with.
I hope he's not. If he's actually trolling, that's pretty fucked up considering, what is going on right now. Considering Takeoff just died and there is a lot of violence that occurs within the rap industry. I don't think that's a funny thing to troll about. That's really fucked up. So I hope he's not trolling. But even with him being serious, it's stupid. It's so stupid.
With his statements at all. I think he actually means what he's saying. I mean, stop the violence.
Well,
of course we all
practice
want to stop
that.
the violence. Would you not agree? Especially after all the artists we've lost in the
You
culture?
stop the
Of course you
violence,
would. Come
nigga.
on now. One reason why I don't really think YoungBoy's trolling is because this kind of statement opens up YoungBoy for a lot of criticism, and that criticism has been poured in actually. People heard him say this, and immediately people jumped the gun, no pun intended, and they said, you're saying stop the violence, but you literally built your platform off of talking about these things. You're a hypocrite, YoungBoy. The way I look at it, two things can be true at once, and there's a reason why I'm not gonna sit here and go off on YoungBoy for his statement.
I'll do it.
There's definitely a lot of hypocrisy here, considering the fact that he's talking about the very thing he's telling people to not talk about. YoungBoy is a prominent rapper in the culture of hip-hop. As long as he stays safe, which I hope he does, he's not going anywhere. YoungBoy's honestly just the kind of rapper who I don't really think could ever truly fall off. He's just built such an immense fan base to the point where he could probably not release any music for the next 5 years, and his fans would still be rocking with him like he just dropped the hottest motherfucking tape in the game. What I'm saying is YoungBoy's not going anywhere, given that fact, and given the fact that this is one of the hottest young rappers in the industry, probably the hottest rapper if you narrow it down to his specific lane. A message like this is definitely good for the genre. I mean, how is a message like this not good for the genre?
Because nobody takes it seriously. That's why. It's not like people who are actually out here committing crime and violence against other people are gonna be like, wait, YoungBoy said that? Alright, let me put down the blicky. let me stop this. I gotta stop. Thank you. That's not happening. Sorry. And especially when he is not even practicing what he's preaching. That don't make sense. I don't see this having any actual effect on people who are actually out there, like, doing violence. This don't make no sense. What are we talking about?
Despite the obvious hypocrisy that comes into play. The truth is, most rappers who rap about violence are never even gonna have the courage to say something like this. Because like I said, that would open one up for a lot of criticism and a lot of unnecessary scrutiny. At least YoungBoy is saying something a lot of rappers won't say, which is, stop the damn violence. That would be very nice, wouldn't it? If the violence in hip-hop could at least get decreased by a little. Because at the rate we're going, considering the fact that on average we're losing at the very least 5 well-known and very recognized rappers to gun violence in the genre every single year. Just this year alone, Takeoff, P&B Rock, Jada Youngin also got shot to death this summer. He got ambushed by 5 people, shot and killed outside his Louisiana home. Atlanta rapper Trouble also died this summer after a home invasion that took place in Atlanta. Memphis rapper Snooty Wild also died this year.
See, this
He
shit is
found a gunshot
wild.
wound to his neck in a ditch in Houston, Texas. These are all real people who are living real lives. All these men had children, except for Takeoff. So I look at all the violence that's been going on in the culture and ask myself, when is it gonna stop? It's always ironic how there's always, people out there who see all these deaths going on in the culture and choose to believe that it's not actually happening, which is really weird because, look at the numbers, look at the amount of rappers we've lost. Call it cognitive dissonance, if you will. I like to call it choosing to be blind. As for this conversation, though, I've spoken about it in the past and I'll say it again. It all comes down to the lifestyle, and I've said this before too, and I'll say this shit again. If you talk about violence in your music as a rapper, best believe that you have a target on your back. Ain't no way around that fact. If that's what you talk about, it's in the music, it's in the stories that you're telling, that's the energy that you're exuding. Unless you're very mindful of that fact, there is a chance that you will get caught in the crossfire because you're choosing to be ignorant to that fact. If you don't get caught in the crossfire, at some point, the people around you will probably get caught in the crossfire. If you don't believe me, take a look at any rapper who's alive right now who talks about violence in the music a lot. Even if they're alive and standing, best believe that they've lost a minimum of 2 people around them to the exact shit they talk about. On top of that, a lot of the rappers who talk about violence, not only have they lost loved ones to gun violence, they've also, most of the time, been the victims of several attacks where they were the intended target. What we've seen happen to a lot of rappers is they've been on the receiving end of violence. The people who tried taking them out failed, and then another situation comes where the same thing happens, but this time they weren't so lucky and they died. I hope YoungBoy actually means what he says. I don't really expect him to stop talking about it at all. The reality is that's what he's built his platform off of. It's almost like expecting McDonald's to stop serving burgers and start serving pizzas overnight. That's simply just not gonna happen. When your bread and butter is you talking about violence in the music, like YoungBoy, you cutting that out from your music puts your business at risk. For good or for worse, YoungBoy is a businessman. Making music is what he does, and I don't fault him for doing his job, but I do fault the people for looking at guys like YoungBoy thinking that, he has all the answers when he doesn't. He just happens to be very good at what he does. He has a huge audience, and that's about it. Anyway, I still salute YoungBoy for making that statement.
I don't. I'm sorry. There's literally no point. There's no point when you are not practicing what you're preaching. It has no basis. People who look up to you, they're going to pay more attention to your actions versus what you're saying. And if you're just like, hey, y'all, stop the violence, hey, shoot his brains out the next day, nobody's going to take this message seriously. So I don't think that this did anything at all. I'm so confused. But sure, people love him, so they're going to be like, well, at least he said something. It's like, I'd rather you say nothing, because this is stupid, this is hypocritical, it makes no goddamn sense, all right? Fuck out of here. Y'all let me know what y'all thought, though. Let me know what other videos you want to watch, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.